This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or prior to traffic. If there is an emergency or prior to traffic, please go ahead now. This is KI0AR. Can someone give me a radio check? Over. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Can someone give me a radio check? Over.
KI0AS, you're loud and clear on 450. What is this that I need to do? Take a look at these. KI0AS, you're loud and clear on 450 at Lima, Sierra. Got you.
Okay, Dave, did you hear me with my opening call, calling if anybody needed to use the repeater, or my opening statement? Over.
I got in a little late, so I don't know if I was in the window or not. Negative. Didn't hear both.
All right, then that answers my question, because I was over on the Wires X side, and I wasn't hearing anything nor any responses. So I am on analog tonight. So there we go. Hopefully, don't know exactly what's going on, but we will carry on. Let me get some check-ins here. A bunch of people checking in via NetLogger, and I see you guys on YouTube as well. So thanks for that. All right, let me get rolling. Let me get rolling with that. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays, to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. I take them via NetLogger. I'll take them over the air in just a minute. I'll also take them via email. If you wish to check in via email, send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. And just let me know your first name and your location. And if you have a call sign, that'll help too. And obviously, I am taking them via YouTube tonight as well. Have several check-ins via YouTube. And I'll get to, right now, I'd like to acknowledge 7 check-ins so far. We got Moy N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. Brian KK7DDK, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, we got John N2, excuse me, W2, I don't know where I got the N from, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And Steve, KM6VAY, thanks for checking in tonight. So great to see you guys checking into YouTube as well tonight. I will, what am I going to do tonight? I got some interesting stuff. I'm going to see if I can get some pictures on the YouTube from one of the articles I'm doing tonight. So bear with me a little bit later on when I try to do that. Okay, we got... we got David, WE8M. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. That is a new call on the list. So David, welcome. I see you're checking in via NetLogger. Hopefully you're listening in. I do appreciate that. David up in Ohio. Name here is Bernus. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. Call sign is Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. You found the Colorado Astronomy Net. Been doing this for a little over 29 years. The way this works is I'm obviously taking some check-ins via NetLogger and over the air and YouTube and what have you. And I got some announcements coming up. I got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins for you this evening, and then I like to go down the list. But what I like to do with my first time check-ins is touch base real quick, find out what's your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between. This is a learning net, so even I learn something new every single net, and I've been doing that for 29 years. So welcome, David. WE8M. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Please go ahead.
I've been interested in astronomy almost all my life, ever since I was born in '59. So recently retired, and as part of my retirement, I moved out of the city, the inner city, into the country under border forest skies. Recently had the power company take out the security lights out near the house and barn. Anyway, latest project is I've got this lead ETX 125AT, and I just deforked it. Put a weekend optical visual pack on it with TSO focuser and a William Optics diagonal. And tomorrow I'm getting shipped. I'm expecting delivery on a new mount for it. It's a Skywalker EQ AL55i Pro. I believe match for this deep forest map. So anyway, my story. Let's see. Back to that. WEAM.
All right, David, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully you can stick around. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of levels of experience on here as well, and interests. It sounds like you're all set up for some dark sky observing. Looking forward to that, because the last part of our net, we do share our observational reports as well. So what everybody's looking at up in the sky and what they're seeing, and trying to answer questions as well. So again, welcome, and hopefully you can stick around. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and look for check-ins a little bit later on, get into the announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to my email newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list, or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the newsletter and the web page. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit their website at www.iaas or www.iaas.org. Sorry about that. Or visit them on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. I am also, like I said, I am also on YouTube. I've got some past Colorado Astronomy Nets on there if you want to listen to them. So stick around and or check those out as well. Subscribe, I do appreciate that. And for those of you who are listening, definitely appreciate those likes as well. All right, what else? On Mondays and Wednesday nights at 6:30 Mountain Time, if you guys are interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack KE0VH's flight sims that he does every Mondays and Wednesdays, and fly along with him virtually. You can look for Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. He's got a whole bunch of flights he's already done as well. He does have fun with those. We were flying up Alaska way last night. He's done virtual flights through the Himalayas, down to South America, around Colorado mountains as well. So if you're interested in flight simulations, definitely check that out. Got a bunch of great guys on there, including some of us amateur radio operators as well. So definitely check into that if you can. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I see another KF0JJO Cornelius Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's a new call on the list as well, so welcome. Name here is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. I'd like to touch base with my first time check-ins. That actually looks kind of familiar. Again, welcome to the net. I'd like to find out what your interest background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for a few decades or what have you. Cornelius, KF0JJO, again, welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead. Okay, well, if you tried to talk, we didn't get any audio there, but definitely, again, welcome, and we'll try again later when we go down the list in a little bit. But right now, I want to carry on, check out, see if there are any more check-ins for tonight's, well, let's see, where was I? I think I got everybody on the list. I think I got everybody on the list so far. I got 9 of them. Definitely for those of you who are on NetLog, I do appreciate that for sure. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before I get into the local astronomical news. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, good evening to you, Mark. KC8FQV, thanks for checking in tonight. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on, get into the local astronomical news. We'll start off as usual with the phases of the moon. Let's see, we had a first quarter back on the 2nd. The full moon occurred on the 10th. Last quarter moon was last week on the 17th, and we got a new moon coming up on the 24th. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month on the 4th. It was 251,423 miles from Earth. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month on the 20th. It was 228,690 miles from Earth. So if you are an early riser, definitely get out and see if you might see a very, very thin crescent sitting over the eastern horizon tomorrow morning just before sunrise. That is definitely a challenge to see for sure. So if you got a clear horizon towards the east tomorrow morning, you may want to check that out. Let's see, planetary highlights for July. Summer nights offer lots of interesting sights this month. Mercury and Mars are on show in the evening twilight. Both Uranus and Neptune stand near brighter beacons. Neptune and Saturn are 2 moon widths apart all month, while the morning sky hosts Venus and Uranus together in Taurus. Saturn also shows off 2 Titan shadow transits visible through small telescopes. Jupiter returns late in the month as Pluto reaches opposition. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, July 2025, page 28. On with the individual planets. Mercury, let's see. Some of those things have already passed. Mercury was stationary back on the 17th. Mercury will be at inferior conjunction on the 31st, meaning that it is between us and the sun on that particular morning. Mercury is setting about 8:43 p.m. This week. So you're going to have to catch, let's see, and it is very, very close to a sunset, which is at 8:21. So just 20 minutes after sunset, it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to see Mercury for the rest of the week. It is definitely lost in the evening twilight glow. Mercury is in the constellation of Cancer, shining at magnitude 0.4 back on the 1st. Right now it's still bright enough to see through, but not bright enough to shine through the evening twilight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got a quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning that as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5, just a tad over that. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal dark sky conditions is about 6th magnitude, maybe a little bit more than that, but about 6th magnitude. Any magnitudes less than 6 you should be able to see with the naked eye. So a magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer than a magnitude 6 object. So you'll definitely need binoculars or a telescope to see anything greater than 6. Actually, any of those objects, put a telescope or binoculars to, even in the lower magnitudes for sure. But be very, very careful if you're looking at the sun. Definitely use filters for that, that's for sure. Venus is rising about 3 a.m. this week. We'll look for Venus to the east about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Taurus into Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 4.1 on the 15th. The Earth was at aphelion back on the 4th. It's farthest point away from the, back on the 3rd. It's the farthest point away from the sun on that day. It was 94.5 million miles from the sun. Mars. Excuse me there. Mars is setting about 10:30 p.m. this week. Look for Mars to the southwest in the evening. Mars moves from the constellation of Leo into Virgo, shining at magnitude 1.5. We got Jupiter rising about 4:15 a.m. this week. Look for Jupiter to the east about an hour before sunrise. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 1.9. And then we got Saturn. Saturn is rising about 11 p.m. of this week. Look for Saturn, low to the south before sunrise. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.9. Then we got Uranus. Uranus is rising about 1:30 a.m. this week. Look for Uranus to the southeast before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. All right, we have Neptune rising just actually about around 11 p.m. This week as well. Actually raises just a couple of minutes before Saturn. And Neptune is actually not too bad to find. If you can find Saturn, you should be able to find Neptune about 2 moon widths above Saturn, and just slightly, just a minute or two, slightly towards the west. So 12:01, 12:02 on your clock position is where you're going to see Neptune just above Saturn. You may be able to see it with binoculars. If you find Saturn with binoculars, just scan almost straight up, and Neptune should be in your field of view under dark sky conditions. And right now is a good time to spot Neptune. Probably a good time after midnight, probably 1 or 2, maybe 3 a.m. when they're both higher in the sky. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. So we're talking almost 7 magnitudes dimmer Neptune versus Saturn. So if you're looking at something that's 5 magnitudes dimmer or brighter than something, you're looking at a factor of 100. Easily over 100 times dimmer. Neptune is easily over 100 times dimmer than Saturn by 2 magnitudes. There you go. So that will definitely be a challenge. Okay, I'm just seeing some notes over there, and YouTube. I'll get to some check-ins a little bit later on, but I do appreciate that. Yeah, Cornelius, I see you have some problems there. Mike, welcome. Oh yeah, we've got Brandy over there too. Stay tuned. I'll give you an acknowledgement in just a bit with the call signs there. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got meteors. Oh, excuse me, where was I? We just did Neptune. So we got dwarf planet Ceres. We got Ceres rising about 12:30 a.m. this week. Ceres can be spotted low to the south before sunrise. So give it some time to swing around and get up there. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.9. And we got Pluto will be at opposition on the 25th, rising as the sun sets. Pluto is now rising about 8:30 p.m. in the evening. We'll be rising just a few minutes after that at opposition in a couple of days. Pluto can be spotted before sunrise to the south-southwest. Pluto appears at its best for the year right now. Pretty good. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. With Ceres, I can spot Ceres with my 8-inch telescope. However, I need something a lot larger to spot Pluto. Probably a 12-inch or 15-inch diameter mirror to spot Pluto. My 8-inch telescope will only see about as dim as 12th magnitude. So get out those large light buckets to see if you can spot Pluto. Now's the time to do it. This week, next week, while the moon, it won't interfere. So it will definitely be a challenge. You'll have to look for it, and lots of patience for Pluto, that's for sure. We got some meteor showers coming up, or actually we're right in the midst of some meteor showers. We got the southern Delta Acreage. This meteor shower has a duration of July 14th through August 18th. Maximum hourly rate of 15 to 20 occur on July 28th, 29th. There are some lesser, we talked about this last week, there are some lesser meteor showers going on right now. Peaks of 5 or 6 meteors per hour. But this is the start of a good meteor season. We got the Perseids coming up in August, which is one of the best shows for the year. But unfortunately, the moon will interfere with that a fair amount. Unfortunately, we got the northern Delta Acreage extends from July 16th through September 10th. Maximum occurs on August 13th. Hourly rates reach a high of 10. But the southern Delta Acreage won't be a bad one towards the end of the month, so you can try for that as well. All right, there's not much any significant comet activity this month either. So that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I want to go ahead and acknowledge some other check-ins. We got Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight. Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, N0FRG, thanks for checking in tonight. We got Brandy, Katie0, UKR, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. And Andrew, KF0UFO, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. And good evening to you, Ed, W6RDZ. Thanks for checking in tonight. Kind of weak signal there, but I heard you. I may have to turn up the volume a little bit later on for you to get you on. Let's see. Oh, all right. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got some bulletins for you. Always like to share ISS passes with everybody. If you're interested in ISS passes over your area, you may want to check out this website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And check that out. Right now, I've got the ISS passes visible over the Denver area for the next 10 days. Most of these, well, all of these are now in the evening. There are some good ones. There's one coming up this evening over the Denver area. Actually, it disappears at its peak at 10:30 p.m. or 10:31. Let's see, the ISS travels from the northwest to the north-northeast, peaking about 67 degrees above the north-northeast horizon. It actually disappears into Earth's shadow right at its peak. Interesting to watch those that satellite disappear into Earth's shadow so high above the horizon. Usually you just see it fade out. It depends. You can see a little fade, but it's higher up, so it's obviously interesting. The one thing I like about this particular website is the fact that you can print out a nice 8.5 by 11 star chart. I've got that posted on YouTube there, so you can see what the star chart looks like and get an idea of the pass. There's a whole bunch of passes coming up. The next good decent one is on July 25th at 9:42 p.m. The ISS travels from the northwest to the southeast, peaking about 73 degrees above the southwest horizon. This is a nearly overhead pass as well, so you may want to check that out. And watch that one disappear into Earth's shadow, but a little bit later on. So it's a nice, decent pass. A 6-minute pass. So there you go. Definitely worth checking that one out. Of course, those times and positions will vary depending on your particular location. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. That's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, this is, let's see, here's a bulletin I received. It's a little longer one, but I kind of liked it. From Jet Propulsion Laboratory, dated a couple of weeks ago, on the 11th. Advances in NASA imaging changed how world sees Mars. I'm going to try to see if I can get these images on the website here. I'll see if that, yeah, there we go. That'll work. And I can't do that at the same time. Okay, that's, I got to work on that. All right, I got to figure that out. So please stand by. Okay, 60 years ago, NASA's Mariner 4 captured groundbreaking views of the red planet, leading to a steady stream of advances in the cameras used to study other worlds. In 1965, NASA's Mariner 4 mission brought Mars into American living rooms where TV sets showed fuzzy black and white images of a cratered landscape. The spacecraft took 21 complete pictures, the first ever captured of another planet. as it flew by as close as 6,118 miles, or 9,846 kilometers above the surface. The mission team couldn't wait to see what the camera aboard the spacecraft would return. When the actual images were delayed, they went so far as to create a color by numbers image, assigning hues to specific values in the data. Their handiwork wasn't far off, and the barren landscape Mariner 4 captured ignited the imaginations of future scientists and engineers who would go on to work on a succession of missions, each revealing Mars in a way it had never been seen before. Okay, this is KI0AR net control. I'm trying a few things here, and that's not working. So I'll have to learn how to do that. So apologies there.
Hey, Bernice, Jack here, KU0VH. Actually, I was able to grab the microphone for a minute. Wanted to let you know the 448-350 is down for whatever reason at the moment. Gonna have to get the guys to go in and probably physically reboot that computer tomorrow, so just thought I'd let you know. And you can add me as a check-in. I'll monitor here as I can. KE0VH.
Oh, Roger that, Jack. Yeah, I noticed that when I got on and wasn't getting any response. And it was confirmed that that is down. I am on the 449, 450 repeater tonight. So yeah, appreciate that, Jack, and got you checked in there. KE0VH. And I think, yeah, I think I got you too at W6RDC earlier. All right. Let me see. Continuing. Yeah, Jack, I'll have to remember how to do web pages so I can pull those up. But I'm gonna wing it tonight. Millions of Mars images have been taken since then, many of which are captivating in their own way. The images that follow highlight some of the firsts in a way the agency has used imaging to help unlock the secrets of Mars. Viking 1 sets foot on Mars July 20th, 1976. Viking 1 became the first spacecraft to touch down. Oh, let's see. There we go. Excuse me. Viking 1 became the first spacecraft to touch down on Mars on July 20th, 1976. The first high-resolution image it sent to Earth captured a dry, rocky landscape that dashed any hope among scientists of discovering life on the surface. But the crisp images that followed from the lander's 360-degree cylindrical scan camera underscored the scientific value of seeing Mars from the ground and generated excitement for a more ambitious visit, a robotic spacecraft that could drive across this alien world. Portrait of Mars by Viking 1 Orbiter, 1980. When the twin Viking landers arrived at Mars, each descended from an orbiter that used cameras to map Mars in a way Earth-based telescopes couldn't. They began capturing images before the landers even touched down, continuing until 1980. That year, the Viking 1 orbiter captured images that were later stitched into a defining portrait of Valles Marineris, the Grand Canyon of Mars. Sojourner starts to explore July 5th, 1997. By the time NASA returned to the Martian surface in 1997, with the Pathfinder lander and its microwave oven-sized Sojourner rover, much had changed on Earth since Mariner 4's images beamed to TV viewers. Now the internet was bringing around-the-clock news to personal computers, allowing a young generation of space fans to witness the tentative first steps of a new form of planetary exploration. The panoramic images from the ground were the first since Viking, and as part of NASA's Faster, Better, Cheaper initiative, offered more detail at a comparatively lower cost. Opportunity spots passing dust devil. March 31st, 2016. In 2004, NASA's golf cart-sized twin rovers Spirit and Opportunity set down on the red planet, beginning a new phase of Martian exploration, equipped with both mast-mounted panoramic and arm-mounted microscopic imagers. The roving spacecraft let scientists, engineers, and the world discover new terrain each day. They captured colorful views of Martian vistas and revealed details of pebble-sized blueberries. Mars was beginning to feel less like an unfamiliar world than a place with recognizable landmarks. MRO's high-rise views Victoria Crater. On July 18, 2009, since Viking, a series of increasingly advanced orbiters have arrived at Mars with new science tools and cameras. Using increasingly sophisticated imagers, they have mapped the planet's hills and valleys, identified significant minerals, and found buried glaciers. A camera that has been in operation aboard NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter since 2006, the High-Resolution Imaging Science Experiment, or HiRISE, frequently captures individual dunes, boulders, and craters, as with this picture of Victoria Crater, revealing features that had been blurry in previous images. The camera has also identified landing sites and places where future rovers, perhaps even astronauts, could explore. Curiosity, Perseverance bring more cameras and color. August 5th, 2012 and February 18th, 2021. Both Curiosity and Perseverance arrived at Mars in 2012 and 2021, respectively, loaded with cameras that pack millions of pixels into their images and peer farther into the distance than Spirit or Opportunity ever could. They also feature upgraded arm-mounted cameras for studying fine details like sand particles and rock textures. Perseverance took a step beyond Curiosity in several ways, including with high-speed cameras that showed its parachute deploying and its rocket-powered jetpack flying away during entry, descent, and landing on Mars. Another advance can be seen in each vehicle's hazard avoidance cameras, which help rover drivers spot rocks they might bump into. As seen in the first images each rover sent back, Curiosity's black and white cameras were upgraded to color and higher resolution for Perseverance, providing clearer views of the surface. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, Ingenuity spots Perseverance at Belva Crater, August 22nd, 2023. Just as Pathfinder brought the tiny Sojourner rover to Mars, NASA's next generation Perseverance rover carried the Ingenuity helicopter. Along with proving flight in Mars thin air was possible, Ingenuity used a commercial off-the-shelf color camera to take aerial views over the course of 72 flights. During one of those flights, Ingenuity even spotted Perseverance in the distance, another first on the red planet. Future Mars helicopters might be able to scout paths ahead and find scientifically interesting sites for robots and astronauts alike. More about these missions. NASA JPL, which is managed by the agency by Caltech in Pasadena, California, built Mariner 4, the Viking 1 and 2 orbiters, Pathfinder, Sojourner, Spirit and Opportunity, Curiosity, Perseverance, and Ingenuity. It continues to operate Curiosity and Perseverance. Lockheed Martin Space in Denver built MRO and supports its operations while JPL manages the mission. University of Arizona in Tucson operates HiRISE, which was built by BAE Systems in Boulder, Colorado. The Viking 1 and 2 landers were built by Martin Marietta. The Viking program was managed by NASA's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. JPL led operations for the Viking landers and orbiters. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to call on Ed, W6RDZ. Ed, are you able to give the rocket report tonight, or shall I? Go ahead.
This is W6RDC. I'm working tonight. We'll be working late. I'm afraid Bernard, you'll have to give the rocket report.
Okay, Ed, no problems there. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net with Ed, the Rocket Man's rocket report for tonight, July 22nd. This report covers July 15th through 29th. Last week saw only 3 orbital launches and a scrub just 11 seconds before liftoff. All were SpaceX Falcon 9s. SpaceX successfully launched the Kuiper KF-01 mission on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral, Florida, Wednesday, July 16th at 0030 Mountain Daylight Time. Project Kuiper is a mega constellation of broadband internet satellites in low Earth orbit, managed by Kuiper LLC, by a subsidiary of Amazon and a direct competitor of Starlink. The Kuiper constellation is planned to be composed of 3,236 satellites. 24 Kuiper satellites successfully reached orbit on the Falcon 9. The week's second launch slipped 2 days to Friday, July 18th at 21:52 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 17-3 on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. This was a rare launch of 24 Starlink version 2 mini satellites into a 97-degree sun-synchronous polar orbit to better serve Alaska Starlink customers. SpaceX says this is the first of approximately 400 satellites bound for polar orbit to better serve polar regions like Alaska. SpaceX's mega constellation of broadband internet satellites now tops 7,900. It was booster B1082's 14th flight and 2025's 155th orbital flight worldwide. SpaceX was supposed to launch the SES-03B mPOWER 9 and 10 satellites on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral, Florida, yesterday, Monday, July 21st. The countdown. The countdown proceeded smoothly until T-minus 11 seconds when an abort was called for a technical problem. No word on specific details of the issue. SpaceX will try again today, July 22nd at 15:12 Mountain Daylight Time. Today, the second time was a charm. Today's launch went off without a hitch. The two European communications satellites are headed to medium Earth orbit. The two O3B mPOWER satellites are improved second-generation satellites for the SES-owned O3B networks. It was booster B1090's sixth flight. Upcoming launches. The lull in the worldwide launch cadence is over. 9 launches on the docket for next week. As of our press deadline, 6 SpaceX, 1 Russian, 7 SpaceX, 1 Russian, 1 Chinese. Today, Wednesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, July 23rd. Got a couple of minor corrections there to make. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd, or 23rd, let's see, there we go, at 12:23 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX will launch the tracers and 3 others. NASA rideshare mission on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg Space Force Base into sun-synchronous orbit. Tracers is Mars 2 tandem reconnection and cusp electrodynamics reconnaissance satellites that will orbit Earth in tandem and study magnetic reconnection events in Earth's atmosphere. Also on board are BARD, Athena, Epic, and Rio scientific payloads. That particular launch tomorrow was actually scheduled for today, but pushed to tomorrow. So I needed to update a few of those from their previous earlier report there. Just a few minor corrections. China's iSpace is set to launch a Hyperbola 1 rocket Thursday, July 24th at 22:10 Mountain Daylight Time. The payload is not disclosed. This is the 8th launch of iSpace Hyperbola 1 rocket and the first launch since the failure last year of the July 10th launch in 2024. When the 4th stage failed to ignite and the Yunyao 1 15-17 payloads failed to reach orbit. The rocket has failed 4 of 7 of the past launches. And just an hour later, Thursday night, July 24th at 23:54 Mountain Daylight Time, Roscosmos plans to launch the Ionosphera M3 and 4 satellites on the Soyuz 2.1B Frigate M rocket from the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia. These are two ionospheric research satellites headed to sun-synchronous orbit. The Vostochny Cosmodrome is in the Russian Far East, north of Vladivostok, near the North Pacific. We have not seen Russia launches out of Vostochny in about 2 years, opened in 2011 to reduce Russia's dependence on Kazakhstan Baikonur Cosmodrome. Vostochny saw its first launch in 2016. The last launch and 11th launch occurred on the 10th of August 2023. The Soyuz 2 rocket carrying Luna 25 lunar lander successfully achieved lunar orbit, but then the spacecraft crashed into the moon. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing Friday morning, July 25th at 0250 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 10-26 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Arianespace is set to launch the CO3D and microcarb satellite on a Vega 3 rocket from French Guiana at 20:03 on Friday, July 25th. Also on Friday, July 25th, SpaceX has rescheduled the launch of Starlink Group 17-2 on a Falcon 9, launching out of Vandenberg Space Force Base, California at 20:09 Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, Gilmore Space is starting to sound like the launch provider who called Wolf. For at least the 4th week in a row, test flight 1 of their new Eris Gilmore rocket from the Bowen Orbital Spaceport in Australia was pushed back another week. Delayed first for about regulatory issues, and then for Tropical Cyclone Alfred. The maiden flight of the Eris rocket is now scheduled for no earlier than Wednesday, July 26th at 15:30 Mountain Daylight Time from Bowen Orbital Spaceport, Australia. The launch is not planned to be live streamed by Gilmore. Gilmore Space is an Australian company founded in 2013, and the Eris rocket is a small satellite launch vehicle. Here's wishing the Aussies the best of launch luck and a nominal flight. Sunday, July 27th at 22:15 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX intends to launch Starlink Group 10-29 on Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral, Space Force Base, Florida. And finally, SpaceX has scheduled Tuesday, July 29th at 09:39 for the launch of Starlink Group 13-4 from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. And we got some news for you. Axiom 4 crew home safe from the ISS. The International Axiom 4 private astronaut crew splashed down off the coast of California early this morning after an almost 2-week launch delay. Axiom Commander Peggy Whitson and astronauts from India, Poland, and Hungary finally launched on June 25th and then spent 20 days in space, 18 aboard the ISS. They landed off the coast of San Diego, one of SpaceX's 3 splashdown locations for both crews and cargo, now that they've been moved from coastal Florida. The change was made so SpaceX can ensure that any surviving pieces of Dragon's trunk, which separates during re-entry, end up in the ocean and not on land. That happened several times, as cataloged by Jonathan McDowell of Jonathan's Space Report. The Fram-2 private astronaut mission in April was the first Crew Dragon to land near California. Cargo Dragons did in the past, but in 2020, SpaceX moved all Dragon splashdowns to Florida so the reusable capsules were closer to their launch sites. They've lost that advantage now, but then again, the weather is more stable in Southern California. All 4 astronauts were soon aboard SpaceX's recovery ship. Whitson was first out, a renowned former NASA astronaut who now works for Axiom. This was her 5th space flight, 3 while at NASA and 2 with Axiom. She's accumulated 695 days in space, the most of any American astronaut and the most for any woman. A biologist, she has commanded the ISS twice and also holds the record for most spacewalks by a woman, 10. Starship salvage operation. NASA, NASA spaceflight's John Galloway reports. Breaking news. Starship salvage operation underway off coast of Mexico. Written by John Galloway, July 18, 2025. NASA Spaceflight.com is currently tracking a developing situation involving the salvage of SpaceX Starship booster parts off the coast near Brownsville, Texas. The construction and salvage ship LB Jill appeared on the Port of Brownsville's manifest, explicitly stating to load rocket parts 1M/T, strongly suggesting salvage operations of rocket debris from previous Starship flights. The vessel has been maintaining position near an area where rocket debris from a previous launch may have drifted due to ocean currents. On Saturday, a video from Facebook showed the aft end of a booster, likely B-13, being lifted out of the water. Update. The aft engine section of booster B-13 from Test Flight 6 was recovered yesterday in surprisingly good shape. Test Flight 6 had to land in the Gulf when the radio connection between the booster and the launch catch pad were lost. Recovery of booster B-14 from Flight 9 may be next. And finally, Starship update. The modified ship stand or star stool adapter ring is being fitted to the launch pad Launch Mount 1 at Starbase. And the Starship 37 static test fire should happen any day now. No firm date for test flight 10, but it's looking probable for August. That's it for tonight's Rocket Report. Rocket Man Ed wishes you a good night and nominal flight. Now back to Starman Burness, KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Good night to you, Brett Graham from Scotland there. Appreciate you checking in. All right. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Roy, we got you on the list, KI7PKL. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right, Andrew, saw your note there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And thanks for the comment there. Got you in and out. No worries there. All right, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Any questions, comments, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. Yeah, those of you who are on YouTube, if you have any questions, you may want to post them in the chat there, and I'll get to you when we come down the list. But definitely would like to see something there for sure. And if you can participate, that would be great. But I'm seeing several comments over on the YouTube, so I'm going to mark you down on that. Let's see. All right, and I do appreciate everybody on YouTube viewing tonight for sure. Let's see who else over there. Who else is there? All right. First on the list tonight is Moy down in Texas, N5 ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NB7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening there, Marcus. I'm V7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's been absolutely beautiful for observation into the skies at in the evenings there. Ernest, I tell you, the sky has been nice and clear, and no smoke, no clouds. It's just been absolutely beautiful. I was out looking, about 4:30 in the morning a couple of nights ago, and saw a great big bright star up in the eastern sky there. I guess that's Venus there. But boy, I tell you, it looks like you can reach out and touch it. It's so bright there. But anyway, there, Bernice. I'll let you get on with the net. Thanks a lot for being there, and enjoyed that about the Mars rovers and everything about Mars there. That was very interesting there. But anyway, Bernice, I'll let you get on with the net. Thanks a lot for being there, and thanks for doing the rocket report. Very informative. Eric, we'll see you next week. NV7SS. Back to the net.
All right, Ken, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. I'm glad you have clear skies. We got cloudy and stormy skies, at least over parts of Colorado today. Had some thunder just before the net, and they had some reports down in Colorado Springs that were from our check-ins down south as well. So we're seeing some of that action. Been seeing that a lot. We wish we'd get some rain out of it, though. We're just getting sprinkles, a little thunder and lightning, but not much rain. At least here in Denver area, we need that. But it makes for difficult viewing, though, for sure there, Ken. Yeah, that was definitely Venus in the early morning hours. Very bright. Yeah, like you say, you can almost reach out and touch it. It's so bright. But appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen. AF0IS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Brian. So I've got two updates to the breaking news on the rocket report. Number one, the JB Jill has docked in Brownsville in the ship canal, and there is a road closure scheduled for midnight to 4 a.m. Central Time tonight, with a description of port transport, which momentarily yesterday said recovery transport. So there is an expectation that the remains of the F section of Booster 13 will be headed down to Starbase before tomorrow morning. Assuming that happens and other things happen, there is also another road closure scheduled for next Tuesday. looks like it's very likely prepping for the static fire of the next booster on the modified booster stand that was the other item in the news items in the rocket report. So if that all happens, SpaceX is moving ahead rapidly towards Launch 10. And that's all I've got. Back to you, Bernard. AS0, AS clear.
All right, Dave. Thanks for those updates. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, next on the list is Brian out in Nevada, KK7DDK. Good evening to you, Brian. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is John out in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Bernard. This is John W2JLS, checking in from Colorado, Ohio, where the sky tonight, I was out there earlier, the sun was going down and a little bit of a haze, but probably could do some observing later. I don't have anything planned, but I did catch something in the news here in the last couple of days. I see that there was this interesting publication in, see if I look this up properly, to do with like the first direct visual confirmation of a companion star of Betelgeuse. This was published yesterday, it looks like, and is believed to explain the great dimming that we experienced a couple of years back. This was, I'm trying to find the journal reference. I guess this was Steve Howell of NASA Games, was the primary publisher. It was one of the astronomical journals. Sorry, I thought I had looked this up properly, but anyway, I was wondering if you'd heard that and what you thought. If so, it's pretty exciting sounding. Looks like they were using the Gemini North Alameda instrument. Yeah, so have you heard about that? It's like a day old in the news if it's real, and these days who knows what's real in the news. So, but I'd run it past you. W2JLS passing it back.
John, no, I hadn't heard that. If it's been in the last day or so, been busy here. I try to find some things, but I rely on you guys for bringing up some interesting reports as well. So that's why I like to have this portion of the astronomy net, so you guys can share some more interesting tidbits. That there's so much out there. So much going on. It's hard to keep up with it. And with an extra pair of eyes, or in this case, 19 pairs of eyes, 20 if you want to count mine as well, that helps a heck of a lot of getting some more interesting news shared with the net. So I do appreciate you sharing that with us, John, and I appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. That's for sure.
Very good, Bernard. Thanks again for having me, and everyone have a great evening. I'll be listening out.
All right, John. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Mike, let's see. Did you post anything over there? K05AOK. I'm looking back up the list. You're listening in, but no transmit capable. Okay, no worries, Mike. I'm looking to see if you have any questions there. Nope. But do appreciate you listening in tonight, Mike. Appreciate that over on YouTube. So, as always, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, I think same. Let's see. I know Steve up in Fort Collins. Let me see. Yeah, we'll give you a call. KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Steve. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list. Next on the list is David in Ohio. WE8M. Good evening to you, David. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, Connor, appreciate you posting over on, let's see, over on YouTube. Let's see, what was your last comment? I enjoyed picking up the SSTV images from ARIS this week. Did anyone else catch those? No, I have not. I did catch some in the past. Let's see, and my student group caught some last October. I've been kind of lax on catching those images. My setup here at home is not really set up for a conducive reception of those ISS passovers to receive. I definitely need something better for sure here at home. But we were able to actually pick up those transmissions last winter using an HT. And an arrow antenna. Maybe I'll have to do that next time and then just record that signal. I've done that before as well. Recorded the signal on my cell phone while playing it over the radio. I got, a sketch, kind of a sketchy image, but that's the way I did it. My students used a one of those software-defined radios, and we're able to get some very good images last year. But yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that there, Connor. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Glad you shared that over KF0JJO. Yeah. Hopefully you'll be able to contribute over the air as well. But I do appreciate you checking in on YouTube and posting that comment as well. Didn't do the ARIS this week, but I have done it in the past. And I think some of the others may have as well. But I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, Connor, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking into the net via YouTube. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Mark up in Ohio, KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Graham in Scotland had to check out. MM1DEA. Always appreciate Graham checking in. But it's 3 a.m., almost 3:30 a.m. His time. So well past his bedtime. I do appreciate him staying up at least a little bit later for the net tonight. So I do appreciate that. Next on the list is Randall up in Washington, AE7RJ. Good evening to Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike in Erie, N0FRG. Good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Oh, sorry about that. You got no radio tonight. All right, Mike. Over there on YouTube. I got to squint. I got to make that bigger. But I appreciate you checking in via YouTube tonight, Mike. So no worries. I appreciate. If you got any questions or comments, definitely post them over there. I'm checking over there. Nope. Nothing really. All right. I appreciate the comment. Appreciate you checking in tonight, Mike. Next on the list, also on YouTube, Brandy, watching only. Well, Brandy, I appreciate you watching tonight. Yeah, I ran that article there. I quickly showed some of those Mars pictures. Hopefully you got to see those real quick. Should have probably done that during the reading there. But I got to figure out how to post those images separately. I'll figure that out one of these days. Still in the learning mode as far as running YouTube, but it seems to be working out. Getting you guys checking in. So, Brandy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Rip, are you still with us? K3XO out in West Virginia. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, it's K3XO, and I don't really have anything. Enjoy listening to it, and won't hold it up here because I don't have much to contribute. But thanks for doing this, and on such a regular basis, and it's a nice thing to be able to listen to. Back to that K3XO.
All right, Rip, appreciate that. Question for you: have you been able to do much imaging or observing this any lately?
I really haven't. We are not getting really clear skies most of the time anyway. But at this point, haven't had a lot of energy during the dark hours. By the time the sun goes down, I'm getting ready. I'm pretty much ready to call it a day. But at some point, when I get ambitious, I'll maybe take a nap in the afternoon or something like that. But I haven't been doing much of that lately. So back to you, P3XO.
All right, Rip. Yeah, I can relate. As I get younger and younger, that's the way I feel too. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list, let's see. Thought I saw some, yeah. Yeah, Andrew, KF0UFO. Let's see, I think you were on. Let's see, in and out. All right, you can check in and out. We got you there, but appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ, out in Broomfield somewhere. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
W6RDZ here. Yeah, we're over in Arvada, still ambulance mobile, still on the ship. So good to do the Riger report. Thank you so much, Matt Burns. Thanks for having the net. And thank you, Dave, out there for the Starship Starbase update. Really appreciate that. That's all for me. W6RDZ, back to them.
All right, Ed. Yeah, definitely appreciate you doing all the heavy lifting for the rocket report there. For sure, that makes it easier to give it. That's for sure. So I do appreciate you having that interest, and definitely appreciate Dave being out there, back up our on-site updater for sure as well, giving us updates that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, Ed, definitely. Next on the list is Jack in Wheat Ridge, KE0BH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, Burns, good evening. Good evening to everybody on the net. As usual, nothing really astronomical-wise. However, tomorrow evening, looking forward to flying actually a special flight for a friend of mine. We're going to be flying Southwest Airlines 737-800 from Punta Gorda, Florida to Nashville. A friend of mine is going to actually be making that trip back this coming weekend. So I got a special request for a flight so they can kind of see what it's like. So we're going to do that. Had a great time flying in Alaska in the CRJ aircraft night before. And once again, we're just having fun with the flights and their burnesses. And by the way, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. But that'll be on my Captain Jack, CAPNJACK, FLTSIM YouTube channel tomorrow night at 6:30. So, Burns, back to you. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody, for participating and for using Skyhub Link. We all appreciate it. 7:30 from Wheat Ridge. This is K0VH.
All right, Jack. Appreciate you giving us the update on the 448350 repeater that being down. I was kind of wondering when I didn't get any response from it earlier, but yeah, we figured it out pretty quick. Yeah, and definitely I enjoyed listening to your flight last night and participating a little bit. Apologies for missing last Wednesday's flight. We'll definitely try to make it tomorrow. Last week had a tough workout. Had a nice walk, had dinner, and then fell asleep in the lounge chair before I went to bed. So I'll try not to do that tomorrow night there, Jack, but we'll see. I definitely have another kind of similar evening there. But Jack, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, hey, Burns, everybody on the net. By the way, thanks for catching my check for coffee. Not record. Anyway, it's been a pretty eventful week for me. I had been thinking about getting a small refractor for quite some time, and I finally pushed the button last Thursday and bought a Cyberny SV550 18 refractor, and they come in three sizes. I bought the middle one, the 80 millimeter one, not the not the really big one. And I've had it out the last few nights for first light, and I've got to say I'm really liking it. Having to learn how to process the images is a whole different telescope from my other ones. But anyway, I'm in the process of things like fine tuning back focus and stuff like that. Anyway, having a pretty good time, but was in an all nighter last night. I'm a little cranky, needless to say. Anyway, Berners, thanks for doing the net. Always a good time on Tuesday nights. This is KI7 BKL.
All right, Roy, are you going to use that refractor? What is that, about 3-inch thereabouts for the optics on that, or pretty close? And are you going to do any imaging with that? Go ahead, Roy.
Imaging's all I do. Yeah, I rarely stick an eyepiece in at the first night just because it's a telescope. But no, I do all imaging. So yeah, this is an apocrymat, for imaging, not just for visual. It's kind of heavy too. It's 3.75 kilograms, a little more than I thought it would be. But yeah, a really cool telescope. I really like it. Yeah, it's a PKO.
All right, Roy, I'm looking forward to the images that you're going to post for sure there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, Roy is one of our astrophotographers here on the net. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look at some of his images, you may want to check out his QRZ page. He's got a whole bunch of fabulous images there over the years on his web page there. Just check out KI7PKL in QRZ. You'll find a whole bunch of images he's done, astrophotography once, gorgeous, that I actually use in the newsletter. So I do appreciate Roy allowing me to do that. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We are at the bottom of the list and got some time left, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the net for anybody else with questions, comments, or late check-ins. Right now, I'm going to call for anybody, any check-ins, and then we'll call for any more questions or comments. Anybody else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Jack in Austin, Texas. First transmission on the net. First transmission really ever. Brand new technician line.
Okay, KJ5MED. Yeah, I didn't see it pop up on NetLogger there. We got another check in there. Did I get Jack as your first name there, sir?
Yeah, that's right. Net Control Jack in Austin, Texas.
All right, Jack, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernus, that's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra. Call sign is Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Welcome to the ham bands as well. So thanks for that, and thanks for checking in to the net tonight. I do appreciate your first transmission being with us tonight. So a double welcome all the way around. I'm going to get back to you in just a sec. I want to acknowledge Stan. Stan, we got you on the list, VE3PSE. Thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, I'm going to come back to you. Thanks for finding the Colorado Astronomy Net. Been doing this for 29 years now. Been a ham, gosh, ham off and on since 1970. There's a lot of us old timers here, and old time astronomers, and new time astronomers, and new time hams as well. So, welcome all the way around. Great bunch of people here. We are on the SkyHub link system, skyhublink.com. You may want to check that out. Let's see, but I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out what your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out, you've been doing it for decades, or what have you there, Jack. Go ahead, KJ5MED, tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Thank you for that warm welcome. My interest has been pretty casual through the years in astronomy, so I'm kind of a constant beginner. But I've loved listening in on this net. I got my handheld a couple months ago, and as I was studying up for my license, I would continue in and listen in, and just very interesting stuff. Really appreciate the chance to learn more and get my interest piqued and figure out which way I might want to go with my interest in astronomy. But thanks again for the warm welcome.
I appreciate that, Jack. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing the net for over 29 years, and I've learned something new just about every net myself. I don't think I've missed a net. I don't think so. So, been here for a while. We've been on SkyHub Link for almost 3 years. We're 3 years coming up in October. You may want to check out that system. A lot of great people on SkyHub. We can talk all over the world if you want through that system. Yeah, we had Graham in Scotland. We've got fellows down in New Zealand, Australia. I've got like 37 countries checked in through to the Astronomy Net through SkyHub over since I've just been doing it for the last several years. So you'd be surprised who you can talk to. However you are coming in to the net tonight, and appreciate you finding us. Like I said, we do have all level of experience here, from those that are just starting out, and different interests as well. Astrophotographers, cosmologists, observational, backyard observationalists, if you want that to be a word, or just people just interested in what's going on up in the stars or up in space as well. We had hopefully you've been listening to a rocket report as well. So there you go. So again, Jack, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Welcome to the ham bands as well. Hopefully we'll hear from more from you in the future, that's for sure. Okay, let's see, just saw a post over on YouTube. Jack, we're also on YouTube. The Colorado Astronomy Net is also on YouTube. If you want to check out some of the past programs, you may more than welcome to do so. Let's see, we have sorry, I just got here. Have you discussed the balloons over Idaho Springs? No, I haven't. I didn't know there were balloons over Idaho Springs, and I wouldn't know what they were for unless they were just up there flying. But we definitely talk astronomy. What's up a little bit higher than balloons floating over, unless they're balloons floating over Mars. So there you go. No, we haven't done that. If you'd like to post something over in YouTube about that, I'll definitely share that with the rest of the net. Next on the list, Stan, up in Ontario. VE3PSE. Good evening to you, Stan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Bernard. Everybody on frequency on the net tonight. Yeah, I haven't been able to make it in for a while, so I'm glad to be able to connect up tonight. Having some issues with my Echolink timing out. I'm on cellular most of the time, so yeah, just working with my Whisper radio, having a lot of fun with that, and keeping an eye on the atmospheric conditions, and that's pretty neat actually to be able to see where my signal is getting around on the planet. My 200 milliwatt signal with I just took this it's a steel pipe that was suspended in the garage that I was going to bring to the recycler, and then one day I looked up at that thing and I said, wait a minute, I could use that as an antenna. So I hooked up an antenna tuner to it and turned it into an end-fed dipole. So that's been working really well. I just had a couple questions. Yeah, thanks for running the net again, and very interesting as well, as always. And much appreciated. You got to keep our enthusiasm going. I was wondering about the moon. I was listening to I think it was a radio documentary. They were talking about the moon ringing when they had seismic equipment up there with one of the Apollo missions. And I just wonder about that. And then also they mentioned something about, when a meteorite hits, that the dust comes up, and they even were implying that there was some kind of ring structure. And then the third question I had was about observing the moon like with binoculars. Do you need eye protection with that? I was wondering about that because I thought I read something about that before. But anyways, Victor Echo 3 Papa Sierra Echo in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, just about 5 hours north of Toronto. Back to you, sir. Back to Mexico.
Yes, Dan, I have read in the past, about the moon ringing like a bell. Yes, that has definitely been published. If you do search for that, it's been a while. I know we've talked about that on the net, but it's been years since we've done that. Um, for sure. During a full moon, yeah, if you have some sort of filter to look at the moon, um, you're not going to damage your eye looking at the full moon through a telescope or my 8-inch telescope. But you will definitely notice when you bring your eye away from the eyepiece that you've kind of lost all of your night vision while you were looking through the telescope or binoculars, what have you, at the moon, at least the full moon for sure. It is definitely bright enough to not do any damage, but yeah, it'll blast your night vision all to heck. um, and you kind of have to look away. And if you do your averted vision, you'll actually see a dark spot where the moon was in your retina, as far as that's concerned. Just be careful. I know some scopes used to have moon filters. If you have a neutral density filter or something like that, yeah, it is recommended, or at least don't look at a full moon for very long. Yeah, there have definitely been reports on the moon ringing like a bell, even when they've smacked small satellites or things like that into it as well. So that does happen, and it kind of wobbles as well. Oh shoot, I can't remember what that's called. There is a name for that as well. So, but yeah, it's real. There you go. Hopefully that answered your question.
Okay, thanks, Bernard. Yeah, absolutely. That's really interesting about your night vision. Okay, that's true. You can't see anything, especially if you're looking at binoculars. Both your eyes will be out, and you'll be in trouble. Okay. Yeah, interesting about the ringing. Yeah. Did you hear anything about the actual rings around the moon? Because I think they were talking about some of the dust coming up from the lunar surface when a meteorite hit, and some sort of ring, it starts to orbit. But I don't think it's ice crystals. So, but I heard something about that as well. Okay, Victor Echo 3, Papa Sierra Echo, back to Mexico.
Oh, interesting. I just did a search on the internet for "Rings Around the Moon." That's a Bee Gees song, "Rings Around the Room," and they got the lyrics for that. Oh, yeah, I see other things about that. Not specifically. It's more atmospheric. When you see a ring around the moon here on the Earth, you see that ring up in the clouds. Yeah, you see it refracting in a ring through the ice crystals. But I'm looking for anything specifically. I may have to look for something a little, change the. Yeah, these are all terrestrial rings. What causes a ring or halo around the moon? No, that's all terrestrial based. But yeah, that's just a quick thing. I'll have to do a little deeper dive for an actual ring around the moon, such as Saturn or Jupiter or Uranus or Neptune now. So. Things have changed since we grew up when only one planet had rings. But yeah, Stan, definitely have to do a little bit more research on that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I was wondering if I misheard, because the moon ringing and then rings around the moon, and I think what they had said, it wasn't like ice crystals, so it had something to do with the dust that got lifted by the meteorite. So I would imagine it would be short-lived. But oh yeah, the other one's like moon dogs. I think that's the term with the ice crystals. But yeah, interesting. I listened to this radio documentary, and I started to become more and more like I got more and more interested in learning a lot more about the moon. It's pretty amazing. It's like we sort of take it for granted, and I think about the lunar calendar and everything else, but especially now with all the moon missions announced, that I'm starting to really, really want to observe the moon a lot more. Okay, Bernard, thanks so much for running the net and for answering my questions. Much appreciated. Hope you have a great week. 7-3 from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, I did a different search, dust ring around the moon, and got similar results. Yeah, they call that a dust ring. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly the right the right phraseology for these smart searches, so to speak, because so far they're all terrestrial based. But nothing specific to any ring around the moon, the 230,000 miles away from us. So a little bit more research will have to be done. on that. They're all looking here. They're looking here on Earth. So a little bit more a deep dive for that. But yeah, we'll see what we can find. All right, Stan. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, I'm going to make one call. We're close to 9 o'clock. One call. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now.
This is KA3SDL, Maryland, USA. Maryland, USA. Just wanted to say hi and try Echolink. I'm new at it, guys. But 73, thanks for the contact. KA3SDL, Maryland, USA. 73.
All right, let me make sure I got the call sign correct. Kilo Alpha 3. Was that Fox Tango Lima? If you could give me a correction on it. Yeah, I always like to touch. That's definitely a new call, and welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, and appreciate you checking in via Echolink. Give me a correction on the call, and I'll get right back to you. We're about to wrap up the net, so you're going to be the last one tonight. So go ahead, please.
Taking that control. The call is Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Bravo Lima. Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Bravo Lima. KA3SDL here in Maryland, USA. And I'm just demonstrating some Echolink to a neighbor of mine. Very good, guys. Glad to be on the air via Echolink. So back to you, Net Control.
All right, Alan, we got you on the list. Name here is Bernus. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. Call sign is Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. You've caught us at the tail end of the Colorado Astronomy Net. We meet at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Looks like it's 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday evenings on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters. You may want to check out skyhublink.com, and welcome on Echolink as well. Echolink will get you all over the world since you're demonstrating that to a friend there. I am operating out of my basement here in Colorado, just south of Denver. I've been doing the Astronomy Net for 29 years now, and having fun every minute. Operating on one of the local repeaters. I think I'm putting in 5 watts into the local repeater, which then runs through the SkyHub Link system, which is obviously connected to Echolink and All-Star. We got digital modes, analog, things like that. So Alan, welcome to the net. Do appreciate you checking in. And there's several other nets that you may want to check out. Again, skyhublink.com is what you can take a look at for sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, Net Control. Thank you. Yeah, 70 QSL. Okay, I'm learning. I'm a new hand, basically. I've been a licensed for a couple of years, but I'm just getting back into ham radio after putting it down for a little while. And Echolink's fun, and astrology's fun. But I guess I'm learning more and more. So I've heard of the SkyHub network. Heard of SkyHub, very large network. So guys, take it easy. I don't want to tie up the net. You guys probably want to go. But thanks for the contact, Net Control. And you have a nice evening. And I'll see if I can take you later next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. So back to Net Control. This is K83, Foxtrot Bravo Lima, 73 on your final.
All right, Alan. Yeah, no worries. I do the net until I think I get tired. Sometimes that does happen, but you know, we've run late. Depending on the discussions, we've had some lively discussions on here. Even you know, this is the last half of the Colorado Astronomy Net is spent talking to all of my check-ins, finding out news and observational reports and anything they want to look at in the skies, or that what they're looking at in the skies or taking pictures of, or you know, what they, you know, asking about strange things. Strange things up in the sky as well. Yeah, our balloon, there was a balloon watcher over Idaho Springs here in Colorado. Yeah, we were talking rockets. Rocket report. I put out a rocket report as well on a weekly basis. Check out the website. Just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You can check YouTube. I got some links posted on the YouTube channel, the Colorado Astronomy Net as well. I have some past programs there as well. I do see another check-in via YouTube there. So I do appreciate that. Wayne, I got you on the list. VA3FMB, thanks for checking in tonight. Alan, that's a new call. Wayne, that's a new call. Wayne over on YouTube, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. So I do appreciate that too. I don't know if you can transmit tonight or what, but just want to let everybody know that we meet at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesdays, Tuesday evenings on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters and through YouTube as well. So, we're getting even more check-ins via YouTube on the tail end. So there we go. Alan, again, welcome back to the ham bands and welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Wayne, VA3FMB, good evening to you, Wayne. If you got anything for us tonight, I think that's a new call. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's a new call, and we got Jason out there. All right, we got Wayne. He's out with your, let's see, what is that? Oh, S30 and S50 right now. So, all right, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Wayne, I got your call sign. I got you checked in up in Ontario, so I do appreciate that. We got Jason out there on YouTube as well, checking in. KF0NZG. Checking in via YouTube, so I do appreciate that. If either you guys got any questions or comments for the net, definitely like to hear them. Again, my name is Bernus. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Both of you, welcome to the net. If you got anything that you'd like to share with the net, you can post in the YouTube channel. If you're on the air, definitely give us a call. Skyhublink.com. Let's see, what are our yeah, we're on Echolink as well, so check that out. W0SKY-L node 985-839. All right, let's see. Nothing out here in Northeast Colorado. Let's see. Wishing radios were up, but this works. All right. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Jason. And Northeast Colorado, I'm assuming that's a lot darker skies than we have here in Denver. So looking forward to observational reports from the northeast of the state as well. So there you go. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Do appreciate everybody checking in tonight. 24 check-ins, several of them via, a whole bunch of them via YouTube, so that's a great turnout over on YouTube. So that keeps working better and better each week. Do appreciate that. I'd like to thank the 24 check-ins for checking in. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, Wednesdays for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater system, which we're on tonight. I'd also like to thank the SkyHub Link group for all that it does to host the net as well, and get us echo links and all-star nodes and digital and analog setups with all the stations they have around Denver and branching out slowly. We definitely like to branch out to some more states as well, but we'll keep plugging away. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.